Next, Chrishna is coming to us from Doris Johnson, and Chrishna is an excellent art student. Chrishna is another very reserved, but I find that a lot of these very reserved persons, it's not that they're necessarily like a pure introvert, but it's that they're thinking and they have a lot of things going on in their mind, and they're very deep when it comes to emotional intelligence and looking at things from a completely different way. So without further ado, and I know Chrishna is very well prepared, it's a very well prepared young lady, so I will allow Chrishna to take over at this time and tell us all about her work.
So, good afternoon, everyone. And, I would like to start with my mask. This piece, it's paper mache. It's a paper mache mask and acrylic on canvas board, and it's called dualism. Dualism, it means two things that are complementary and somehow they work together. And so for the paper mache mask, it has red and blue, and as most people expect, red and blue, they are kind of like the opposites of each other, but yet they fit so well. And so for me, most of my pieces they are based on color theory and what color means, or like what different colors mean to you. And so to me, red, it's more of a demeaning, brash color, and it usually comes along with hardships. And blue, for me, it's more of a calming, soothing color. And for me, hardships and having a calm moments in your life, it's like you can't have one without the other in this life. And that's because with all of the stresses and all of the difficulties we have, so like having stress, you have it, but then afterwards you have a more calming, the aftermath of it. And so that is for the mask. And now for the background, it's a simple background, it's a purple background with a bright yellow circle. And for me, the color yellow, it means joy and strength. And circle, it means a circle of life and everything else. And so it's a continuous cycle of strength you have going on in the background to actually keep yourself from crumbling under any pressure. And the purple is in the background of the yellow. And for me, purple it means power. And power, it comes in many different ways. You can have physical power, emotional power, mental power. And so purple, it's more like accompanying the yellow in a sense. And they're both together in the background of the mask. And purple is the complementary of yellow and vice versa. And so it just sticks with my color theory of opposites attract. And for my next piece, the abstract piece, it's called Inner Peace / Turmoil, and it's an acrylic and color pencil on paper. And since all of my works, they have a similar theme in relations to color, for this one, I'd say it was equally both parts of the process and also the ending product. And so I was just splattering paint onto a piece of paper, and it kind of made these weird shapes, and you could see yourself filling them out on a blank canvas. and a blank slate or blank canvas, to me it's kind of stateless. It doesn't have anything to say. And so I started to add more color, and that's where I got the red, blue, purple, and yellow splashes of acrylic paint. And after that, we had to do a storyboard. And so I decided to come up with a story with I decided to come up with a story with my main two colors, the red and the blue. And they were kind of in a turmoil splash. And so they were conflicting against each other, and that's why the splashes are splashes all over the place. And so in the end, they kind of formed two people, and they're coming together to work as one, because they're coming together to show that you can't have one without the other. And then I started to add in the color pencils, as you can see in the background, in between the spaces. And I added in some little words and made it squiggly, and it looks like energy is flowing through the piece. And so in between the lines, you can see some more words hidden there. It just takes your perspective on it. That's all I have to say for this piece. And moving on to the next piece, it's called Flow, the self-portrait. So the piece Flow, it is inspired by my digital art piece. And so it was a self-portrait, and it shows different colors flowing to my head, and most likely they're gonna come out at some point without the mask on. And so when the colors burst, and this is related to my digital art piece called Burst, and this one is called Flow, a flowy burst, and it kind of looks pretty, and it just shows different colors exploding out, and the red at the bottom is coming out of different hardships that I personally had in my life. And so this piece, it kind of has more deeper meaning to me, and as you can see, if you look closer, they're also the same repeating colors over and over again, and it's kind of it's messy, but also it's just flowing out bit by bit. And for my final piece, first, the digital art piece, First, it is a splash of paint to represent the awaiting creativity that wants to be let out. And so for me, I always have ideas, and they're always, it's like they appear and then just vanish at some point, and so like I have to get them out as quickly as possible so that others can see what my take on it is. And so it's just like flow, but this one it's a digital art piece. That's all I have to say for these pieces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chrishna. Thank you so much. Very, very eloquent young lady.